Hey, what's going on out there, YouTube fam? So this video is basically going to be about just the things that I've been observing for years, things that black authors and black scholars have talked about that have concerns about the black community and the way that our children are being raised in black homes. Um, as you all know, roughly 72%, well, black children in America, most black children are raised by single black mothers. I'm not saying that all single black mothers raise their children uh, in an improper way, but that illegitimacy rate has to be reduced. Um, there's no way a community of people, a community or an entire race of people can be raised in a single mother household and be an effective, contributing, positive, constructive part of society. I mean, there's no way you can do that. I mean, it takes both influences of both parents to raise a well-rounded child, and that goes for the black community as well. 72% of all black households in America are headed by black females. That's a problem. It's a big problem. No other race has that statistic. But what I really want to talk about is the cursing and the usage of profanity. Now I've heard before I get comments about, oh, white families cuss their kids and stuff like that. I just want to point out that we can't afford to use the same improper strategies of child rearing that other races can. We only make up 12% of the U.S. We're declining population. We're getting killed. We're getting incarcerated. Our women get more abortions than anybody else per capita based on our percentage. We know that there's more white abortions based on 67% of the country being white. That's simple math. But the percentage of that 12% of black women are higher than the female percentage of women getting abortions within that 67% of white women. So that's what we want to think of. Let's get our math together, people. I don't want you people comment saying, oh, there's more white women getting abortions. That's because 67% of the country is white and 12% of America is black. When you take the 12% and you look at the percentage of women within that, black women within that 12% who have abortions, it's higher as a percentage than the percentage of white women within that 67% of the white population. That's how you compare who has the higher abortion rate, for those who don't, or who are horrible at math. So we got to get that illegitimacy rate down. We got to stop aborting our children, even if we're not married. Yes, we make mistakes, but quit murdering your children. I'm getting off the subject. The subject at hand is the usage of profanity. Like I said, I'm a teacher at a school. I teach kids with behavioral problems, and I basically, there's multiple teachers in the room at my school, but I have a table in the back, and I deal basically with special ed kids who have to be pulled from general education portions of the classroom and brought back and contained when their behavior gets out of control. Sometimes we have to take the behaviorally challenged kids and the special ed kids to an isolated room when it gets to be too much in the general education room. But nevertheless, I hear it, I see it every day. I hear the miles on these kids, and I know it's coming from the parents within the home. 10, 11, and 12-year-old kids shouldn't have mouths like this and a vocabulary like this, and the vulgarity that they're spewing out of their mouth shouldn't be that of a 9, 10, 11, or 12-year-old kid, boy or girl. I've seen mothers come into the schools and curse their kids out and smack them around. That's not appropriate. If that's what you want to do inside your home, that's fine. It's not fine, but you're not going to do it in our schools. And we as the staff, we get on mothers when we see them cursing out little kindergarten kids and first grade kids, which has been that young. We've seen mothers, shut the fuck up. What the fuck am I telling? Shut the fuck up before I smack you again. The fuck fuck you, dog? You got me fucking getting off of work and coming to this goddamn school to deal with some bullshit. I mean, these are the types of language that the black mother, the white mothers aren't cursing like. I'm just being honest. The white mothers aren't cursing like this to their kids. When they come to get their kids for suspension or whatever the case may be, they're not cursing out their kids like this. There's not many Asian kids there. I think there's a couple Puerto Rican kids there. But out of every color, it's the black women that we have to calm down and remove from the school and tell them to get off the premises. Because that's verbal child abuse. And you're doing it in front of other kids that don't deserve to hear that kind of language, that come from households where their parents don't use that type of language. They don't deserve that. You know, that's not the environment that we cater to. That's not the environment that we're trying to cultivate at my school. So it's the black mothers. I'm gonna be honest with you. We have to do a better job of raising our children and making them feel like they're worth it and making them feel like they're important and making them feel like they are loved. Verbal child abuse in many ways are worse than the physical aspects of child abuse, because scars and bones heal. It's still not justifiable physical child abuse, but bones and scars heal. But the scars of calling your children names, calling your little 2 or 3 year old girl a bitch, calling your little 2 or 3 year old boy a nigger and a bum and a faggot and things of that nature that I've heard black mothers say. These are things that do not produce well-rounded, psychologically sound children and young adults, and this has to stop. I see it in the parking lots of malls. I remember a 2-year-old girl was crying. This was years ago at a mall parking lot, and the mother was like, "Bitch, shut the fuck up. Before I give you something to fucking cry about, shut your motherfucking ass up, bitch." Now this had to be a 2-year-old girl. She was about maybe 2.5 feet tall. So I'm thinking 2 or 3 years old at the most. These are the things that our women do. And these are the things that we have to get corrected to advance ourselves collectively as a race, as a community. You know what I'm saying? We have to get this straightened out because other races are looking at this and they're thanking God that they're not part of this race because of what they see. And we're feeding into stereotypes about us being barbarians and uncivilized. We're feeding into that stereotype when we're out in public treating our offspring like this and talking to our offspring like this. Our seeds, people who came from us, who look like us, and we're disrespecting them and making them feel like they're nothing and they're less than an animal. We have to stop this. I was it's a clothing store called Forman Mills, and this is the reason why I was prompted to make this video. I wrote about it in my book too, the verbal abuse that black women project onto young black children. I wrote about that in my book, No Disrespect, Sister, But I Want to Be Happy, which is still available on Amazon.com. Still available, or still selling on Amazon.com. No Disrespect, Sister, But I Want to Be Happy. Grayling Presley is my legal name, but even if you put in Presley, Presley, for all that you guys don't know me personally, Greg is my nickname. My government given name is Grayling, Greyling. I'm a junior. My father's senior, and that's what's on my book. My legal name is on the book, and I talk extensively about child abuse within black homes, particularly single mother led homes. That's usually where it occurs statistically the most, child abuse in single mother households. So I talk about that. And I talk about domestic violence. And I talk about all that. And I talk about the cursing and the profanity and the vulgarity that single black mothers use within the homes of their child and how that affects that child psychologically in the future. So we have to calm that down. So anyway, I was in Forman Mills the other day. And which is a clothing store in the local regions of Cleveland, greater Cleveland. And, I heard, "Get the fuck over here. God damn it, I'm tired of telling your punk ass that. Get the fuck over here and don't walk away from me again. You got that?" The child starts crying because obviously, not only does he not like being called that by his mother, no race of little boy would, but then you're in a public atmosphere, so a child knows when they're being humiliated. They understand that, even on that level. So she was cussing and cussing and cussing, and I wanted to go over there and just choke the fuck out of her and just choke her until her weed flew off. You know what I'm saying? But that's not my place. I'm not going to jail for trying to intervene into something that wasn't my business. But had it continued, I probably would have called 696 kids on her. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand that people need to be disciplined, even spanked in many cases. Sometimes even in public. But the verbal abuse, that's hard for me to take because that's not necessary to correct behavior. But anyway, we got to do a better job. I'm sorry, black women, but we got to do a better job. I've never heard an Asian woman yell at her little Asian kid when there's an Asian family in a mall. I've never heard an Asian woman say, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Get over here. Get over here. Shut your yellow ass up. Shut your yellow ass up. You slanty-eyed motherfucker. Shut the fuck up. I'm not trying to make fun of Asians, but I'm just being facetious. I've never heard an Asian person choppy English or good American English. I've never heard them, shut the fuck up, get over here, bring your yellow ass over here and shut the fuck up. I've never heard Asian people disrespect their children like black women do. I've never heard Arab women talk to their children like that when they run off or do something they're not supposed to do. I've never heard Indian women talk to their women like that. Other cultures are watching. This is why people move away from our neighborhoods and call the police on us for various reasons. We feed into these stereotypes, and we have to do a better job as human beings, not just as black people and black parents, but we have to do a better job as human beings. I'm keeping it real. So anybody who disagrees with this, tell me where I'm being inaccurate. Anybody who agrees with this, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Let's have some more discussions about this. And, let's make some change. All right. Peace. And I'll talk to you in the next video. All right.